Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Right now on GMSA, we're tracking new details of a deadly shooting overnight at a nightclub in Colorado. What police are saying now about the suspect.
Plus, how a nationwide nonprofit is helping recruits from the Air Force and Space Force feel more at home. Taking a look outside with live cam, 41 degrees at 8 o'clock this morning. Ooh, another chilly start. But will we have that early morning rain like we saw yesterday? Sarah, let us know in just a bit.
So far, so good.
Right?
Good morning. It's 8 o'clock on this Sunday, November 20th. Can you believe it? We're just days away from Thanksgiving now.
I know. November has flown by. We also have Alicia in the house this morning for a ladies show.
Max Massey has the weekend off, well deserved, so I'm happy to step in and help.
Happy to have you here, Alicia. And Sarah, so you were saying that, we had those showers early in the day yesterday. It's going to be the opposite today.
That's exactly right. So although it's going to be cloudy and cold all day long today, we are going to be seeing better rain chances in the evening as opposed to yesterday when we saw better rain chances in the morning. And yeah, it's cold to start the day. Good morning in Kerrville. It's 39 degrees, 42 in New Braunfels, 44 in Del Rio, 42 in Uvalde, 44 in Pleasanton, and 42 in Gonzales. As we take a closer neighborhood view around San Antonio, we've got 40 in Seguin, 42 Converse area, 43 in Devine, 42 in Uvalde, 36 in Los Maples, and 38 in Bandera. Now, as we look at the radar, there are some light rain showers up near Kerrville, some sprinkles up there in Kirk County, and in Wilson County, nearer to Sutherland Springs, we've got some sprinkles as well there in Wilson County. But it's a fairly quiet start on the radar around San Antonio. And until about noon, we could have some sprinkles out there, perhaps a light rain shower. Coverage is only going to be about 20%, but notice how rain chances increase, especially after 4 p.m. today. In the overnight hours, we're going to have widespread light to moderate rain. Coming up in the forecast, we'll talk about that moderate rain and whether or not it's going to impact your morning commute tomorrow, as well as detail the chilly day ahead. Again, 45, that's it for the high temperature today, and wind chills will be in the 30s, much colder than average, and more on that rain chance coming up in just a bit. Alicia, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. And San Antonio police say a man was hit and killed by a car overnight while he was walking along Loop 410. It happened just before 1 a.m. on the northwest side. The driver of the car was caught and taken into custody, but it happened about half a mile from the scene of the crash. The driver was not intoxicated, but will be charged with failure to stop and render aid.
5 people are dead and 18 others are injured after a mass shooting at a nightclub in Colorado Springs overnight. KKTV in Colorado Springs reports it happened just before midnight at an LGBTQ nightclub. ABC News reports the venue, called Club Q, described the shooting as a hate attack, saying it was, quote, devastated by the senseless attack on our community. Police say the suspect was injured and is now in custody.
And a Christmas parade in North Carolina turned tragic this weekend. A young girl was hit and killed by a pickup truck. It happened Saturday morning, and witnesses say they heard the driver yelling out his window that he couldn't stop the vehicle. Police say 3 people were in the pickup truck, which was pulling a float with numerous people on it. The young girl was taken to a nearby hospital where she died of her injuries. The 20-year-old driver was arrested and is facing several charges, including misdemeanor death by motor vehicle and careless and reckless driving.
A nationwide nonprofit organization and the community came together to assemble 6,000 care packages for local Air Force and Space Force recruit graduates. It happened Saturday at St. Philip's College. The care packages contain snacks, hygiene products, and handwritten letters from people across the country who are writing to express their gratitude to the graduates for serving their country.
You think about it, they're away from home. And just to have something to take with them to their next mission is grateful. I think they're very grateful.
After the care packages are made, they will get distributed to the graduates on a weekly basis. The Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner is a decades-long tradition here in San Antonio, and it's returning to the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center this year for the first time since the pandemic.
This year marks the 43rd anniversary of the event, with a warm meal aimed at helping thousands of people across our beautiful community. And in today's leading essay, Max Massey sat down with Raul Jimenez III to talk about what goes into this dinner, but of course how others can help out as well.
Raul, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, the Jimenez dinner has been so important for our community for so long. Why is it important to your family, and how did it all get started?
Yeah, so for our family, my grandfather back in 1979 decided that he had so much support from the community, the patrons going in and out of the restaurant, and he realized that there was a need. Back in the day, it was very hard to travel. So there was a lot of people, senior citizens, that were left behind on holidays. So he wanted to do something for the people that supported him. And we've just kind of morphed into what we are today. We don't turn anyone away. And it's just, it's good for the soul. And it's just, part of doing kind things for kind people and giving back, starting the holiday season off right.
You guys have obviously grown the organization and the event year after year after year. Is there ever going to be a limit of how many people you can help?
I'll tell you what, my grandfather started out with about 200 people. We've morphed into about 25,000 people. Our motto is we want to never turn anybody away. We realize that there's people that are less fortunate. We realize there's disabled military vets, displaced vets. We live in a world that kind of moves around so fast that we just want to always, be able to serve and serve our community. And this event is very, inspirational because we're able to create memories, and it's just part of our normal day to day. We just love what we do, and we're loved and blessed the city for helping us out day in and day out.
Obviously, the last few years, our community and, the world dealing with COVID. How were you guys able to pivot and still help people out?
Sure. So our mission continued. When we went through the first COVID, we did outbound meals. So we were able to deliver 12,000 meals to doorsteps. Last year, we upped it a little bit to where we were able to get to 15,000 meals. But, once we realized that, the need was there, we made sure that the mission continued. And we're super thrilled to be back in the convention center. We're ready to see all the dancing, all the smiley faces, and just get back to the roots of why we created this and why the city supported it for so many years. We're just super grateful and so blessed to have the city behind us.
Obviously, dinner is coming up. How can people step up and help out?
Sure. So we are super grateful. We get about 5,000 volunteers annually to help us out. So it's from all walks of life. What's really amazing about this event is there's a lot of people that came here because they had bad luck once upon a time. But there was a place for them. It was a community dinner table that we had, and now they continue to donate their time. They found it as a way to rebuild and to create hope. And how better to start out the holiday season with giving and coming from a kind place. I think it's always better to serve than take. And we just always believe that, we're here for that reason. And, we get the support from the city, we get the support from our community. If anyone wants to volunteer, they could obviously come down to the convention center. We don't turn anyone away, like we had mentioned before. It's just an honor to continue the tradition going into our 43rd year, where we hope to feed 25,000 San Antonians.
All right. And if anyone is interested, maybe someone has friends or family who's watching right now, how can they direct them to the dinner?
Absolutely. So we obviously have the dinner on Thanksgiving Day. So come on. We're all going to be there. We don't turn anybody away. The doors will open around 8:30-ish. And then we'll start seating people. And again, the music, mass will start, the music will start. And the next thing you know, we're having a big old feast. A feast of the heart is what we call it. Just kind of giving back to San Antonio, saying thank you for all that they've done for us, and just continue the tradition.
All right, Raul, thank you so much for your time today. If anyone missed any part of the interview, or if anyone wants to hear more information, how to help out, how to take part, we're going to have all that information on KSAT.com. Raul, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Max, thank you so much. Anyone who needs any of that information, we can find it later on KSAT.com. These meals, Alicia, they were delivered the last 2 years,
Yep.
but I think the importance of this dinner is not just a warm meal, but also that connection.
Absolutely. I mean, to be able to visit with the families, usually we go cover this event, and to hear the stories that lead them to those tables, and as well as the volunteers that bring their children and just have made this a family tradition, it's beautiful to see here in San Antonio. So very special indeed.
Very excited. Okay, it's 8:09 and 41 degrees.
Coming up, a rediscovered bird thought to be extinct for more than 130 years. Wow.
And a man discovered a hidden treasure with his metal detector. A medieval ring will soon be going for a huge price. How much? That's next.
And taking a live look with live cam right now. All right, the sun is coming up. It's 41 degrees. It's going to be a very, very cold day, but the good thing, no rain just yet. We'll be back with more. All right, check this out. A medieval wedding ring could fetch tens of thousands of dollars when someone says, I do, at an auction this month. A British man recently found a near perfect gold ring from the 14th century in a field. How? Well, he was using his metal detector. Historians think it was given to a wealthy bride, very wealthy, by her husband back in 1388. It has a French inscription which translates to, I hold your faith, hold mine. How romantic. Experts think it could be worth as much as $47,000 when it's auctioned on November 29th.
Okay, a bird thought to be extinct for 140 years has been rediscovered in New Guinea. So this is the black-naped pheasant pigeon. It's
That's a tongue twister.
It is. He's like, hey, I'm back. A bird that was seen for the first and last time in 1882. So according to the nonprofit Rewild. But now scientists have found it again in the forest of New Guinea. An expedition team spent a month in Ferguson Island, and just 2 days before they were scheduled to leave, a camera captured this long-lost bird. Scientists still know little about the species, but believe its population is small and decreasing. I love that. He's like, hey, I never left.
That's pretty awesome. That's a great bird. I'm still thinking about that engagement, that wedding ring, though.
That's a great bird.
That's a great bird, but let's talk about the money.
Let's go back to the bling.
The inscription, I hold your faith, hold mine. Man, now how language has changed. It's like, hey, boo, here's a ring.
Yeah.
You know?
I would hope not. I don't think that's probably not how your husband
someone to
proposed.
hold my faith. And I'll hold yours. Hold my faith and I'll hold, I don't know, I'm ready to butcher it.
I am like a hopeless romantic. I live for that.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh my God.
Well, it's definitely cuddle weather out there today. Very cold outside with temperatures in the 40s. Take a look at the live radar right now. We've really only got a few light rain showers out south in parts of Wilson County near Sutherland Springs and Stockdale. And then in Karnes County, some showers here as well, and into parts near Tilden and George West. But otherwise, it is quiet around San Antonio. Now, we may see a few sprinkles around San Antonio, but generally we are not seeing all that rain that we saw yesterday in the morning hours. Today's going to be an opposite day. Instead of morning rain, we're going to see evening rain today. And you can see, though, that up in Hill Country in Fredericksburg and in Kirk County, we are seeing some very light rain as well there. But in San Antonio, it is nice and quiet this morning, but definitely cold. Now, why are we going to see rain increase today in the evening? Well, because the setup is showing a trough of low pressure, which is going to be bringing lift to the air as it moves to the east and into Texas. So our rain chances are going to increase as this low pressure system gets closer to us. Best time frame for rain is late tonight and early tomorrow morning. But you know, some people may be traveling early for the Thanksgiving holiday. And if you're planning on heading west today along I-10, know that there are some areas of wintry precipitation from Ozona to Fort Stockton. So keep an eye on road conditions there. A cold air mass in place with that lift from that low. We are not expecting any kind of wintry precipitation here in San Antonio. And as we look at the futurecast, only a 20% chance for a stray shower or sprinkle throughout most of the day today. Temperatures will only be in the 40s, but as we get into this evening, take a look. This is 7 o'clock tonight. Notice how rain chances really start to increase. We'll see about 50% coverage after 5 p.m. tonight, and that'll continue into the overnight hours with even more coverage, about 70% light to moderate rain. Again, we're not concerned about any kind of icy precipitation or anything like that, but this is just going to be cold rain in the overnight hours through early tomorrow too. So another key thing I want you to keep in mind is that by the morning commute tomorrow, or if you're planning on hitting the roads tomorrow for Thanksgiving week, know that it is going to be damp and cold. Early tomorrow morning, we'll be looking at 70% coverage there of rainfall. And then as we head into the later part of the day tomorrow, our rain chances are going to drop off. Coverage will become a lot less in the afternoon and evening hours. Then by later Monday night, 10 p.m., all that rain is going to be east of us. Although out there today, we are going to stay cold. Cloudy too, overcast skies as we look at the airport, 42 degrees, winds from the northeast at about 10 miles per hour. It's also very dry out there. Dew points in the 20s. That's chapstick weather. That's extra hand lotion weather because it is just so dry outside. 39 in Kerrville. Good morning in Hondo. It's 43, 42 in New Braunfels, 44 in Del Rio, and 44 in Pleasanton. Again, these winds are not as strong as yesterday, but still stout from the north at about 10 miles per hour. So because of that, there's a wind chill. It feels like it's in the 30s across south central Texas, and it's going to feel like it's in the 30s all day today. As we take a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, again, a few sprinkles. Temperatures will only warm into the mid 40s today. It'll be in the mid 40s this afternoon, right around 45 degrees. And again, after 5 p.m., that's when we start to see our rain chances increase. Coverage of scattered showers will increase to 70% overnight tonight into Monday. Something to keep in mind is that tomorrow, damp, cold in the morning, and we're not going to warm up all that much either. Only 45 for the high temperature again tomorrow. Tuesday, we'll see peaks of sun, but it's only going to be enough to warm us up into the 50s. We'll get into the 60s Wednesday and Thursday. Thanksgiving Day on Thursday, we do expect a front to arrive, although I've got to be honest with you, there's a lot of disagreement in the forecast toward the end of the week. Disagreement in the forecasting models that we look at to forecast. So there's still some questions on if we're going to see some rain Thanksgiving and Black Friday and how potent that cold front will be. But I can assure you there's not disagreement amongst us meteorologists here at KSAT in the fact that we're going to keep you updated. And I'll have more information on that Thanksgiving forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Okay, I trust our KSAT meteorologist.
Oh, yeah.
I love the note, the chapstick and the extra lotion.
I need that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Same,
it's
the
so
chapstick.
dry outside. It's raw.
Don't forget your gloves. I needed them last night when we went to Light the Way.
Oh, that was beautiful. All right, time right now, 8:20, 42 degrees.
Speaking of Light the Way, still ahead, we hear from those in attendance of last night's event hosted by UIW.
It's my favorite time of the day, Texas Lottery. Pick 3, 7, 6, 9, Fireball 3, Daily 4. Your numbers are 6, 9, 3, 3, Powerball 9. Or Fireball. Is it Fireball or Powerball?
It's Fireball.
Oh, look, I've been saying it wrong.
You
That's
got
why
it.
it's
You
my
got
favorite.
it. You're good. You're good. Catch 5, 2, 13, 14, 15, 21. Texas Lotto 8, 10, 18, 24, 29. Let's look at the Powerball numbers. 7, 28, 62, 63, 64. Powerball 10, Power Play 3. Good luck. No shave November, so let's take a look at the leaderboard for our team KSAT. Mike Osterhage still in first place. I challenge our viewers. Let's donate to the people who are not in first place, like RJ Marquez or Jonathan Cotto or even Max Massey, who's not even in the top 5.
Dang.
They're trying to get him more money.
What is happening, Max Massey? We need to help him get on the top 5 at least. But don't worry if you haven't had a chance to donate. We still need your help. There's still some time. Check out this QR code on your screen. This will take you to our page, to our No Shave page on KSAT.com. And there you can learn more about the initiative and, of course, how to donate.
All right. Team Massey.
We're rooting for you, Max.
Yeah. I mean, if you were in top 5, maybe we'd be rooting for someone else. But we need you to get top 5.
A nice reminder that he's not. Time right now, 8:25, 42 degrees.
Your holiday shopping might have just gotten a little easier. You won't have to worry about products not being in stock this year. We'll have more on that coming up.
And new information coming from the murders of the 4 college students in Idaho, what one of the victims' sister is revealing. Good morning, welcome back. I'm Alicia Barrera.
And I'm Sarah Acosta. It's Sunday, November 20th. Funny thing that a lot of people don't know about Alicia and I, we actually lived in the same house at one point. I lived there first in a little casita off of Broadway.
Beautiful.
And then Alicia
moved in.
So we shared the same neighbor, John Gambuza. And John asked us to give him a little shout out this morning. Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
John.
Thanksgiving.
We miss you.
And you've done so much for both of us, so we appreciate you. And he asked us to hold hands.
He did. Your hands are really warm, Alicia.
Sorry.
So no, it's nice. My hands are really cold, Sarah, because
it's freezing out
there. I cannot warm up.
Oh my goodness.
40s, but it's feeling like the 30s.
Yeah, but now nobody's going to hold my hand. So
I will run over there. Don't tempt me.
All right, right now outside it is cloudy. It is 42. Thank you, Sarah. And it is very cold out there. 42 degrees. Dew points are in the 20s, so very dry outside, chapstick weather, and cold. Winds are from the northeast at 10 miles per hour, so it feels like 38 outside. As far as rain goes, no rain in San Antonio. You can see that right here, but we could have a few sprinkles throughout the morning, so about a 20% chance of rain through about noon. However, up in the hill country in Fredericksburg, we are seeing some light rain there as well, and in southern Atascosa County and in Karnes County. Today is going to be an interesting day because we're going to see our rain chances increase in the later part of the day. Yesterday we saw half an inch of rain. It is still the driest year to date on record with only 10 inches of rain in the rain gauge. But we may just be able to get past 1917. All we need is 0.09 of an inch of rain more to get past them. And guess what? I think we could do that, especially tonight. So when we look at our weather headlines for the day today, cold, a few sprinkles, but tonight we'll actually see rain increase. And that will lead to a damp morning commute tomorrow on Monday. Another cold day, though, too. Temperatures are only going to be in the 40s tomorrow again after that rainy start. I'm going to show you the future cast and the full forecast here, and we'll talk about our rain chances increasing tonight. And we need some sun, right? It's been so cloudy. Well, we will see some sun by Thanksgiving, but there's still some questions on whether or not we're going to be getting any rain with a cold front that's expected to arrive on Thanksgiving Day. I've got details ahead coming up in a few minutes. Sarah, Alicia.
Sarah, thank you. Several people in San Antonio are in police custody this morning after being detained when police responded to a shots fired call near downtown. It happened around noon near McCullough and East Euclid. Police arrived at a large detached garage and found shell casings and multiple guns. That's when the suspects were detained. Police say one of the men admitted to firing shots from inside that garage. No injuries were reported.
And we know now the cause of a deadly crash that happened on I-35. This happened Friday during the 6 o'clock hour. San Antonio police say an 18-wheeler switched lanes to avoid a tow truck on the right shoulder of the highway. The truck's anti-collision braking system did turn on, causing it to slow down, but police say a Ford Focus didn't slow down and actually attempted to go around that 18-wheeler, but instead hit the back of it. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene.
Crime Stoppers and San Antonio police are looking for information leading to the suspect accused of killing a man in his own front yard. 48-year-old Cornelius Brown died back on November 12th at his home on Castle Guard, that is near Rittiman and Eisenhower Roads. San Antonio police say Brown and a neighbor were sitting outside when the suspect allegedly shot at them multiple times and then ran off. The neighbor survived, but Brown died. Anyone with information asked to call this number on your screen right now, Crime Stoppers, 210-224-7867.
All right, and we're just weeks away from Christmas.
We're weeks away from Christmas. Thank you, Alicia. And the University of Incarnate Word kicked off their 36th annual Light the Way Holiday Festival. Hundreds of people filled the campus to celebrate the official start of the holiday season in San Antonio. Staff and volunteers hung 1 million lights across the university from more than 50 food and shopping vendors. Also part of the festivities, people say this year's event was unforgettable.
I've been coming to Light the Way every single year since I was 3 years old, and bringing my daughter here and letting her watch all the lights turn on, it's amazing.
It definitely felt like the Christmas spirit because it's cold outside, obviously, and all the lights just brought a lot of joy.
If you missed last night's event, don't worry, the lights will be up through early January.
And we're now learning new information surrounding the murders of 4 Idaho college students living off campus.
Investigators are trying to piece this one together to see exactly what happened the night they were killed in their beds as they hunt for a suspect. ABC's Zareen Shah has the latest.
This morning, a sister of one of the 4 college students found murdered at an off-campus house near the University of Idaho, revealing new clues.
So I was able to get a pretty good timeline on Kaylee and Maddie the night of. From about 10:15 until shortly before 3 a.m.
Olivia Gonzalez says she discovered at least 6 calls from her sister Kaylee's phone between 2:26 and 2:52 made to a boyfriend in the early morning of November 13th. Detectives now saying these phone calls are a part of their investigation. Kaylee's family is firmly standing behind that boyfriend.
I know for an absolute fact that he is not a suspect. He is not suspicious. He is 100% innocent in this.
This new information adding more insight to the police timeline before Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were stabbed multiple times, likely while sleeping, by a Rambo-style knife. Kaylee and Madison were last seen at this food truck, moments later leaving with a rideshare driver. Police now saying they do not believe that driver is involved. Police now also releasing this map that is part of the latest search area around the home and asking for new surveillance video. This TikTok showing Kaylee, Madison, and Xana inside just weeks before. The 2 surviving roommates also in the video. We are blurring their faces because police have not identified them, but confirmed the 911 call came in through one of their phones. As for those surviving roommates, police confirmed they did not wake up until later that afternoon. They will be holding a press conference today at 3 p.m. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
One man is dead and several others are injured after a shooting in Avondale, Arizona on the freeway. Police say a suspect was shooting at drivers on the freeway of I-10 before crashing into a motorcyclist yesterday afternoon. There were several witnesses who are now speaking with police about the shooting. The suspect was taken into custody and a weapon was taken by authorities. This is an ongoing investigation.
Major retailers say their supply chains are finally almost back to normal operations just in time for Black Friday. Walmart says it secured additional inventory of products popular for the holidays, from electronics to home appliances. The CEO of Sam's Club believes their inventory is also in a great position going into the busy Christmas shopping season. The same is true over at Target, where in a reversal from a year ago, the retailer is able to roll out deep holiday discounts once again. Retailers say demand will be the main constraint on sales this season, not the availability of the products as seen before during the pandemic.
All right, so have you started your Christmas shopping, holiday shopping?
No.
Are you more of online or you'll go to the stores?
I'll go to like 3 stores and I'm like, bam, bam, bam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you have a mission. All right.
Have
That's
you?
Good. No, I always leave it last minute. And I already told you about my love for crowds, so it doesn't intimidate me.
Oh my gosh.
42 degrees right now, 8:37.
Days after more than a dozen dogs were rescued from horrible conditions in Jourdanton, now what neighbors are saying the city has to do in order to prevent something like this happening again.
And next, a look at what's coming up this week on Good Morning America.
42 degrees at 8:38 this morning. Bundle up if you're headed out for church or breakfast tacos this morning. Make sure your coffee is extra hot. Sarah Spivey will have our forecast when we come back.
Good morning. It's a big Sunday on This Week as Elon Musk reinstates Donald Trump's Twitter account and the former president launches another presidential campaign. The Attorney General has appointed a special counsel to oversee multiple criminal investigations into Trump's actions before and after he left the White House. To discuss it all, I'll be joined by former Speaker of the House Paul Ryan in his first Sunday Show interview since he left Congress. And House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff will be right here in the studio. All that and more coming up on This Week.
All right, this next story is one we've been following up on. Over more than 2 weeks ago, more than a dozen dogs were rescued from a home in Jourdanton. Public Works is still working to clean up that property because it was definitely a big mess and a big hazard for neighbors.
That's right. So the police department described the home as a hoarding situation. Neighbors spoke with KSAT's Lee Waldman about what the city needs to do now in order to keep this from happening ever again.
Piles of trash stacked outside of a Jourdanton home.
We've had a few houses like this, and this is probably the worst one.
On November 4th, more than a dozen dogs were rescued from what the Atascosa Animal Control described as deplorable conditions, something neighbor Ronnie Champion says has been building up for 7 years.
I'm the one who gets to suffer. My family gets to suffer for it. The neighbors behind them get to suffer for it. Everybody that surrounds this house gets to pay for their actions.
Champion says the dogs that were rescued ate several of his pet birds.
30 chickens at least, and they killed my male duck. There's his feathers there. I come in here and it looked like a massacre.
While Champion is happy the city is doing something to clean up the home, he says more needs to be done to keep them from doing this again.
If the city wants it done, they'll do it. If not, I'll continue to have this mess next to my house.
With this dumpster filled and still more mess to be cleaned up, workers tell me they're going to have to come back again.
We're probably going to have to set it up for either another day or maybe even next week, to finish off what we have here.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
So currently, the homeowner is in jail for an unrelated charge. The Jourdanton police chief says they have a person of interest in the animal cruelty case against those dogs, and that case is still open.
All right, and now to weather. I talked about it earlier. I just want some fideo. That's what I'm craving.
Oh my goodness,
no, my stomach is growling just thinking of like a warm bowl of soup or caldo.
Soup, chili, caldo, gumbo, whatever you want. Warm yourself up today because it is going to be cold all day long with wind chills in the 30s. Unlike yesterday, we're starting off the day just plain old cloudy in San Antonio. No real rain to contend with yet, although there could be an isolated sprinkle out there around San Antonio. It is a different story up in the hill country, though, where we do have some showers in parts of the hill country, even some light wintry mix out near San Angelo. But in Gillespie and in Kerr County near Mountain Home, near Ingram and Hunt, some very light rain right now, and north of Fredericksburg, some light rain as well. Again, especially in the northern part of Gillespie County toward Marble Falls too, seeing some of that light rain. And then south of San Antonio near Kennedy and Karnes City, some light rain there as well in Karnes County out to DeWitt County, Goliad County, and north of Three Rivers there. But here in San Antonio, it is a quiet start to the day, just very cloudy around San Antonio and south central Texas, and cold too. 42 degrees, but because those winds are from the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour, it feels like it's in the 30s this morning, and it's going to feel like it's in the 30s all day long. It's 44 in Del Rio. Good morning in Hondo. It's 43, 44 in Pleasanton, 43 in Gonzales, 39 in Kerrville, 38 in Fredericksburg, and it's 41 up in Austin. As we take a wider look across the state of Texas, though, at least it's not in the teens like it is up in the Panhandle. It's 28 degrees in Abilene and 34 in Dallas. We are going to see our rain chances increase today because of this trough of low pressure, which is currently working its way eastward. It's going to be pushing east throughout Texas throughout the day today, and with it approaching us in south central Texas, we'll see our rain chances increase. Some people are traveling this weekend as we head into Thanksgiving week across I-10 there from Ozona to Fort Stockton and then out towards San Angelo. There is the potential for some wintry precipitation, as you can see right now, but most of the roads should be okay as the ground is still pretty warm. As we look at our future cast today, again, only a sprinkle possible through most of the day, 20% coverage, and temperatures are going to stay cold because we're going to be locked into the cloud cover, generally in the low 40s. However, after 5 p.m. tonight, you'll notice how the radar starts to blossom here in the future cast. We'll be seeing 50% coverage of some light to moderate rain after 5 p.m., so after sunset. And then into the overnight hours, that increases to 70% coverage. So a lot of people are going to be getting some light to moderate rain in the overnight hours. We could easily pick up another quarter to half inch of rain. And as we look at early tomorrow morning for the morning commute, it will still likely be raining around San Antonio. So please take some extra caution for your morning commute tomorrow. Pack a little extra patience. There are probably going to be some crashes on the road because of the rain on the roads. But then by about Monday afternoon, we will see the coverage decrease, and by Monday evening, rain will be east of San Antonio. So just to summarize everything I said there, only an isolated sprinkle possible during the day today, but tonight into tomorrow, that's when we see more widespread rain ramp up around south central Texas. And then Monday night, Tuesday, we'll be done with the rain. All in all, today is going to be a cold day. Temperatures will only top off right near 45 degrees, and with that wind from the north throughout the day at 10 to 15, it's going to feel like it's in the 30s all day long. And after sunset at 5:37, that's when we're going to start to see our rain chances increase. It's going to be a cold and damp start to your day tomorrow. Let's look ahead to Thanksgiving. All right, there's still a lot of questions around Thanksgiving as far as this cold front goes. One of the forecasting models that we look at is going back and forth and disagreeing about what is actually going to happen as far as rainfall goes on Thursday. But what we can say right now is that it should generally be at least in the 60s on Thursday for Thanksgiving, and a cold front will probably move through. Right now, we're only going isolated rain both Thursday and Friday for Black Friday, but please continue to check back in with us. We keep that KSAT Weather Authority app updated when we're not on television. And of course, we will keep you posted as much as possible and tell you what the forecast looks like as we get closer to Thursday and Friday of this upcoming week. So I'm going to Florida this week for Thanksgiving.
I was going to say, yeah, a lot of people, already hitting the roads or taking their flights to go visit family or family coming into town. So definitely we can expect a lot of traffic probably tomorrow morning.
I agree. I agree. And with the rain, it's not going to be so pretty out there.
Okay, everyone be careful, be safe. Have a good Thanksgiving week, but we'll be here all week. I'll be here tomorrow morning.
Working hard, 42 degrees, 8:49.
We'll be right back. It's No Shave November. Let's take a look at this leaderboard. We've been saying this all morning. Mike Osterhage, we love him, but we want someone to beat him. That way we can raise money and someone like maybe Max Massey just takes a huge lead.
Okay, so the goal is $20,000. Right now, they're 53% of the way there with $10,681. Okay, so Max Massey isn't too far off. He's only $10 shy from beating out RJ.
So he's at 645?
645. Come on. Someone
guys.
donates $15 and that way he can take RJ off of there.
If we're only 53% of the way and we only
We've got
have
1 week left.
1 week.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money to raise.
We can do it. They did it last year. Come on, team. We can do it.
If we could grow beards for this, we would.
And I think we would probably raise double the money as well.
And there's still time to donate, you guys. So check out this QR code on your screen. It'll take you to our No Shave page on KSAT.com. And there you can learn more, but importantly also to donate. Right. Okay, so last night last night I was at the Grupo Firme concert over at the Alamo Dome. 37,000 tickets, I believe, is what these guys were able to accomplish. And let me tell you, when you think of a Mexican fiesta, this is it. This is the music. This is the vibe. It was amazing.
Alicia, can we just talk about your great seats? Because this is your video.
Gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, this was floor seats, man. Dream come true.
Do you have a favorite song of theirs?
Yes. Ya Superame, which is like their number one song. Yeah. But it's just great. I just want to say, for this type of music, when you're talking about banda, regional Mexican music, for them to make it and pack an Alamo Dome is really unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the same guys that oversold at Cowboys a few years ago, and then they were at a different club even more years back. So to see them, pack the Alamo Dome, this is great.
The Alamo Dome is a tough one to pack, and they did it.
It was awesome. Way to go, Grupo Firme. It was a great time. And to everyone out there, I hope they had just as much fun.
And just as cold today as it was yesterday, but we're going to flip-flop our rain. Rain will be increasing in the evening hours rather than in the morning. One thing to note, though, is that the wind chill is going to be pretty cold today. Temperatures will only top off at 45, and it'll feel like it's in the 30s all day long with winds from the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. As we look at the day today, a few sprinkles through noon, and then after 4 p.m., we see our rain chances increase. Again, overnight tonight, about a 70% coverage of rainfall. That'll continue into tomorrow morning as well. So a cold, damp, and blustery start to the day for your Monday. Seeing a little bit of sun Tuesday and Wednesday, but not all that much more. We will warm up, however, into the 60s, which for some is a welcome change for Thanksgiving, guys.
Absolutely. And the holiday lights are up, and so is the Christmas radio station. So
it's official.
It's official, you guys. Have a great Sunday.